Good morning from an empty Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Auburn Tigers football team will be here in about 3 weeks, but for the last month, another team has been here for early morning practices, and that's the team from the Southeastern Raptors Center, and they're flying the Eagles each morning, getting them ready for the ball games. And here to talk about that is Marianne Hudson, who is the assistant director of the Raptors Center. Talk about, Marianne, about how things have gone this preseason.
Well, a lot of preparation goes into getting these birds ready for their big pregame flights. We spend a lot of time with these birds right here in the stadium, putting them through their paces. And before the first flight that you see during football season, this bird has gone through those motions thousands of times. Every morning before it gets too hot, we're out here in the stadium flying the bird in the same way that you'll see on game day.
How important is it for them to get the reps? Like the players get the reps before a ball game, how important for the birds?
There's a lot of consistency required to get a wild bird to respond to us in front of thousands of game day fans. And so every day we get these birds ready by exposing them to the stadium, bringing them out here for their very favorite thing, which is a food reward. And so they love coming to the stadium because that's their favorite time of the day.
So we've got to do this in the morning, at least at first, right?
That's right. Before it gets too hot. We like the birds to stay comfortable, and so they love to fly. And of course, you know, it gets pretty hot out here, and so we like to get the birds to stretch their wings in the cool morning hours.
And we were talking before about, of course, Auburn, home to the world's largest college football scoreboard this year. How will that affect what you do during ball games?
Well, hopefully it won't affect the bird at all. We're really looking forward to seeing that scoreboard light up. And we're going to practice with that scoreboard lit up before the actual game days, and we'll come back at night. But for now, the birds haven't paid it any attention at all, which is a good thing.
And football fans can come out and see the birds up close on Fridays prior to home games, but you've got something new this year as well for football fans and feathers. Talk about that.
That's right. Everybody loves seeing the eagle from a distance on game day, but you can see the bird up close on the Fridays before football games. If there's a football game on the Saturday following, every Friday, whether it's home or away game, at the Southeastern Raptors Center, we'll have a show that's open to the public at 4 o'clock. And we'll fly that war eagle right over your head, along with a lot of other raptors like hawks, owls, and falcons.
Super. We've got somebody queued up right now. Nova's upstairs.
That's right. Nova, our golden eagle, War Eagle 7, is about to practice for the day. And he's up there at the flagpole, just about ready to come down. Nova has been flying at our game since 2004. He's a golden eagle and he's 16 years old. And here he comes.
So talk about that, Marianne. You've got Nova's up there. He sees the trainer down in the field, but y'all kind of hide the lure a little bit and get them some exercise, let them spread their wings a bit. Talk about that, how you do that.
That's right. He's trained to come to us for a food reward, and he knows that we have it. We do this so many times that he's very used to coming to us for his food, and he knows that's the drill. However, if we want him to spend a little bit more time in the air, sometimes we will delay showing him his reward or even hide from him on game day. We have to stand behind the referees and kind of get out of his line of sight, so he'll spend a little bit more time in the air. But just as you see, when we expose his prize to him, he comes down to it. And in the meantime, we get to see him spread those wings. They have over a 6-foot wingspan, so they take up a lot of room in the sky, and they're extremely powerful birds. This bird, if he wanted to, could fly over 120 miles per hour. They move through the air very quickly. They're designed to catch mammals on the ground. And this bird is a very powerful predator and a great symbol of the Auburn spirit.
Now, this is something that we always call uniquely Auburn. And this started back in 2000. And talk about how one question I always get, how they adapt to the crowd noise. They kind of tune that out, don't they?
They do. They tune out the crowd noise in large part because these birds are used in hundreds of educational programs every year. We take them to schools, we take them to scout groups, we take them to civic clubs and churches. And these birds are teaching people about nature and about conservation issues all day, every day. And so they're used to being around crowds. On game day, those crowds are screaming and yelling, but every other day, it's children clapping and children learning, so they stay very desensitized to noise and to people. They're very tame. Nova's been in captivity his entire life, And so he's used to being around people and doesn't have any problem being around the crowds on game day either. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service lets us use these birds to teach people about conservation and education issues. And Nova has been a great representative for Auburn University, the College of Veterinary Medicine, the Raptor Center, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. He's taught tens, hundreds of thousands of people about nature.
Well, thank you to you and Andrew and Nova this morning. We appreciate that. We'll see you game day. You are going to Atlanta as well, correct?
That's right. Nova will be on the sidelines on September 5th, so look for him there in Atlanta.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.